Hi, good morning, everybody. Welcome to my second sales webinar about facility management and scheduling with RecDesk. Definitely excited. You guys took some time today to come on and learn a little bit more. What I will be doing is I will be recording this webinar for you guys and posting it on our YouTube channel. Should have that up in the next day or so. So without further ado, I'd love to kind of jump in here and go over a couple of ways that your end users will be able to reserve facilities. I'm going to show you some from the internal side, and then I'm also going to show you some from the public side. So the first thing you're going to need to do is you're going to want to log into your RecDesk director side. So you're going to put in the name of your town.recdesk.com, put in your username and password, and then go ahead and log in. Now, because we're specifically interested in facilities today, I'm going to come right up here to our facilities tab. I'm going to click on this, and you're going to find your entire list of all of the facilities that you're managing in your account. Now, one of the things that we do is we arrange your facilities by parent and child account. For instance, if I look at this aquatic center right here, you'll see that I have a couple of basketball courts, a fitness center, and a couple of pools. What this allows you the ability to do is you can either reserve the entire aquatic center or individual rooms in each one of your parent facilities. So if I wanted to go in and specifically look at the basketball court, all you have to do is click on that and it will give you some information on that court. Now, if you want to go in here and set up actual fees for your facilities, you can do that through here. You can see any types of forms that people would have to fill out to reserve your facility, or you can set an online reservation schedule. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to back up to a facility that I have some of this set up for you, called the JW Community Center. And as you can see, I can quickly go in and just put in JW and it will filter everybody else away. You can click on this and it'll come in and you'll see that I actually have some different information set up as far as where the facility is located, operating hours, any online reservation times that you may have predefined. You can just go right in here and look at your schedule. That allows you to see what times are then available. Now, the next thing you're going to want to do is take a peek at your calendar view. So if I come right over here to my Flex calendar view, I will see all of my current facilities. As you can see, there's quite a few of them. And I'm going to come down here and click on the JW Community Center. And what's going to happen is it's going to filter everything else away so you can see just what's happening at this facility. Now, if you wanted to see just reservations, for instance, you can go up to the top, remove programs and leagues, and it'll show you just your reservations, or maybe you want to see just your programs. It'll have all of those listed. Now, for the sake of demonstration, I am just going to stick with reservations at the JW Community Center. Now, if you're looking to take a reservation at this facility, somebody calls in and asks for the facility this Saturday, the 18th, all you have to do is click on reserve that facility. And let's say that they want to reserve it for a basketball game. And you ask who that person is. You'll be able to select them off your list. You can now make this a public or a private event. You can approve that reservation, or you can make this, or you can have a note for that specific game. You can also add a private note for your staff. Maybe you want to say something like, sweep the floor before you actually complete that reservation. So you're going to continue. And then here is an opportunity for you to go in here. If this is going to be an event that takes up multiple facilities, or maybe it spills over into a secondary facility, you can always go in here and you can say exactly what the event is. So this is just one game for the day. So you just move right along. And again, you're going to ask them what time they want the facility reserved. So they're going to reserve it from 10 to 11 a.m. You also have the ability, if you need any time for setups or teardowns, you can put that time in here to essentially bookend your event so that nobody else would be able to reserve during that time. It's also going to give you the ability to assess a fee. So for this event, I can come in here and I can assess a fee, or I can comp that reservation as well. You can also come in here and add a number of add-on fees, and you can specify these in your settings tab. So you can add tables, chairs, refs, whatever you needed to, and then select those later. So for right now, I'm just going to comp this fee. So it's going to be a free reservation. It'll give you an idea of how much it costs. It's free, so it's $0. And then I am going to save that reservation. So now, if you were to actually go back to your calendar and filter out for the JW Community Center, you'll be able to see that here is my event right on my calendar, reserved by me. And then if I want to go in here and view the details of this reservation, I can, and you'll see there's my special note for my staff. Make sure the floor is swept. You can see that my invoice is all good because it's for $0. And if you needed to change this at all, you can edit this occurrence from right here, and you can actually change it to a different day if need be. Now, one of the other things you're going to be able to do is you're going to be able to, for online reservations, add something called a flex form, which could be a liability form. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do an online reservation next, and I'm going to reserve a field. The field in mind is called Devitt's Field. This is a multi-use facility. So I'm going to come in here, and then under forms, I actually have a custom form that your public will have to fill out before they can complete their reservation or their reservation request. So moving over to the public side, I am going to reserve Devitt's Field for next week. So I'm going to jump out to my public side, and this is exactly what any community members are going to see. So the first thing they're going to need to do is they're going to need to log into their facility. They're going to choose and put in their username and password. And then we are going to go to first to Devitt's Field. Now, before we do that, I want to come in here and I want to see what's available before I actually reserve. So I'm going to go down here. I'm going to go to Devitt's Field, multi-use facility, and it's going to show me what's available. So you can see next week, it looks like there's not a lot going on. So I'm going to go to the facilities list. I'm going to choose Devitt's Field, searching for it, and you can see this green button, it says reserve. Obviously, that means that online reservations have been enabled for this facility. So I can click on that, and then what it's going to do is it's going to show me what's available. So I'm thinking next Wednesday is going to be a good time. So I click on that, and this is going to be for a pickup game. There's going to be probably, I don't know, roughly maybe 20 people playing, and I want to reserve the 6 to 7 o'clock time period, and this is going to be a softball game. So I already have predefined $50 for a softball game, $100 for a weekend rental, and you can customize these however you want. And then I'm going to add this to my cart. Now, just like online shopping, you can see that there is one item in my actual basket. So I'm going to come down here. I'm going to check out. This is optional. This can be an all facilities waiver if you choose to have that uploaded where everybody has to accept it. And then here is the form that I had associated with this facility for online reservations. So what you can do is you can click complete form. Now you'll notice that there's a red asterisk under some of these. That means that I actually have to fill these out. I can put in my cell phone number. I can put in any email that I may want. And then all of these on here I've made optional, but I do have a little liability waiver right here. So some of the things that you will have the ability to do is you will have the ability to collect online signatures. You can do this from your laptop, or you can do it from any touchscreen device, being your phone or a tablet. And then I have some document upload widgets here. So you can click on these to upload different proofs of insurance, IDs, maybe proof of insurance, something like that. And then you can submit that form. Now it'll turn green, meaning that you've satisfied all the fields that were required. And then I'm going to say I've completed the forms. Now, at the end, you're going to have the ability to pay or invoice, depending on what your department requires, So I'm going to actually pay with a credit card. I'm going to select my actual card that I have on file, and then I'm going to go ahead and submit that payment. Now, at the end, you'll see that you successfully completed your actual online payment. And now, if I go back to the internal side, you'll be able to see under recent reservations that I have reserved Devitt's Field for my pickup game. And if I go back to my calendar, I can go and I can filter everything out again, Devitt's Field, and you'll see that that pickup game is on my internal calendar as well. Now, something I want to draw your attention to is that your internal calendar and your public calendar are mirror images of each other. So if I go down here and I pick the JW Community Center on the internal side, and then on the public side, I go to your calendar and I choose the JW Community Center, you'll see that it filters everything else away. It just shows you these events, just like it just shows me these events. So whatever you do on the internal side, actually you see on the external side. Now, one of the questions that comes up pretty regularly is you'll notice on the public side, this event says reserved, but internally, it actually has the name of this event. What you have the ability to do is you can go in here and you can toggle whether or not an event is a public or a private event by coming in here and changing all of these different things around in the time of the event, whether or not it's public, private, however you would want to do something like that. You can easily just come in here and change this on the reservation tab. So, a couple of questions that I received that I just wanted to get to today. And if you just submit any questions that you have in the chat window, or you can always email me directly, I'll make sure I get you answers as soon as possible. But I did have two that I picked that I thought were pretty interesting. And I've actually covered a couple of these, but I'll go back over them again. The first one I got is, can you filter your events and programs? So the answer is yes. If we go in here to the calendar, you'll notice right here at the top, I'm showing all event types right now. So if you just want to see your programs, you can filter away league games, reservations, and then if you go to the facility of interest, it'll actually show you what's going on there. And then you'll notice if I go ahead and I re-enable reservations, my reservation that I made pops back up again. So you can toggle that on or off depending on what you want to see. Additionally, you can go in here and you can play with tags as well. So you can come in here and put in different tags for fields that are actually marked for that event. So it'll filter everything else away for you, but the fields that are deemed usable for softball. Okay, and then the last question I have here is, how do you collect liability waivers and associate them with the facilities? Okay, so I did touch on this briefly, but that form that you saw me complete online with the online signature and the document uploads, you actually can go to the specific facility itself by just putting in the name. And then right here under the Forms tab, you can click right on here. You can see that is the form I have associated with this facility. You can just click Edit. And again, this is a demo site, so you guys wouldn't have this many actual forms on here. But you can go on here. You can select multiple forms if you want, single forms if you want. However you want to do that, just go in here, enable more or take them off, hit save, and now that is going to be associated with your online reservations. So in the interest of keeping these nice and short for you guys, I'm going to finish up this webinar right now. I definitely appreciate everybody taking some time and coming on today. If you have any questions down the line, please feel free, give me a call, shoot me an email. I'm always happy to show you whatever you're looking for. And so I definitely appreciate you taking some time today, and feel free to register for our next month's webinar, which will cover membership and membership enrollments. And I hope to see you then. Have a great rest of the day.